Hi folks, welcome back to our channel. Today we're traveling to a little historical town, Cholula, just 20 minutes away from Puebla and in very close vicinity from magnificent volcanoes. We've spent the whole weekend there and can't wait to share our findings with you. Let's jump right into it. Cholula is located in the state of Puebla, just 20 minutes drive from the capital of the state, city of Puebla, and 2.5 hours drive from Mexico City. Cholula is famous for its history, Great Pyramids, colonial architecture, volcanoes, and the fact that it's the oldest constantly inhabited city in the Americas. It was founded in the 5th century BC. For the longest time, Cholula has been a region-dominant city. During declines of other cities like Teotihuacan, their population migrated and settled around Cholula. Getting to Cholula. At first, we wanted to take a direct bus from Mexico City to Cholula. It is run by a company called Estrella Roja, which will take you from Mexico City Tapo terminal to bus terminal, approximately 10 minutes drive from the center of Cholula. Not a bad option. There's one significant but. These buses are considered low-costers and don't have a washroom. It might not seem like a big problem, but the drive usually takes more than 2 hours that is estimated in the schedule. Due to traffic on the roads and especially around Mexico City, your bus drive can take from 2.5 to 3 hours. For this reason, we decided to go with familiar route and take autobus to Puebla. From Puebla bus terminal, we ordered an Uber, which got us in Cholula in about 20 minutes. A bit more expensive, but in this case, we decided to prioritize comfort. Keep in mind that Puebla bus terminal is very big and it's easy to get lost, but the signage is rather well organized, so this definitely helps. There's one specific spot where Uber can pick you up. It usually gets very busy with a lot of traffic, so prepare to wait. There are also small buses running between Puebla and Cholula, which we saw on the street. They will be more budget-friendly than Uber. We spent 1.5 days in Puebla and it didn't seem enough. So that's why for Cholula we decided to go for the whole weekend and we managed to cover most of the attractions in one full day. Same as in Puebla, we chose a historical building as our accommodation. We met the owner of this hotel, Rafael, and he gave us a private tour of the building and shared some interesting stories about it. So we're here in Cholula and we're staying in this beautiful hotel, and Rafael, his family owns the hotel since 1932. Thank you. And we're gonna walk you through the building and just see some features, some history behind this place.
Welcome at the Quinta Alhóndiga Galindo. We're a boutique hotel and the commercial pavilion. This building dates back to the 18th century when it was built. During the 19th century, this building serves as the corn house for Cholula, where corn and wheat and all that was storage. It's actually a historical building, you know. We kept all the original architecture, all the thick walls, nothing like concrete or cement, everything is wood, stone, just the way it used to be in the past. My grandfather, he bought this property in 1932 for housing and for his business. He realized that there was a true necessity of connecting Puebla, Cholula, and the surrounding towns.
That is true.
He's the founder of bus company that connect Puebla with Cholula.
The hotel has 6 rooms, all named after Mesoamerican cultures and regions. Each room has a collection of art, like pictures on the walls, as well as niches that hold historical artifacts. We are now in the library, so Rafael is going to tell us a little bit more.
When my father and my family lived in this house, this was their dining room. Okay, so now today is the library, which holds the name of my father, Dr. Rafael Galindo Peláez, and what we have here is basically all his stuff, what he used to have when he was alive. Actually, this is our kitchen. It's named after my grandmother Carmela. Originally wooden stove where she used to cook. It's a lot of history behind that because you don't find that type of kitchen anymore today.
Thank you very much, Rafael. We really appreciate it.
Natalia, Irina, thank you very much. This is your home.
For sure. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Gracias.
This was a great beginning to our day as we got to know a bit more about Cholula and also received some good advice from a local on where to go and what is worth visiting. Our first stop was the archaeological site. Unfortunately, due to the pandemic, the tunnel that leads to pyramids was closed. But make sure to check it out when you visit, as it might reopen soon. We took a different route and got to pyramids in no time. The Great Pyramid of Cholula is now mostly hidden under the layers of soil and vegetation, and may look like it's just a hill. Actually, this fact probably saved it from destruction when conquistadors came here in the 16th century. They even built their own church on top of the hill. But in reality, it's the fourth largest pyramid in the world, after Egyptian pyramids and the Pyramid of the Sun in Teotihuacan. And if you measure by volume, it is in fact the largest pyramid in the world. When visiting pyramids, make sure to have enough water and cover your head. It is an open space after all, with no shade, and it usually gets very hot. We made this mistake twice already, here and in Teotihuacan, so trust us when we say it. Grab a hat before your tour. On your way out from archaeological site, you will see a slope leading on top of Great Pyramid and towards the main cathedral of Cholula. It also offers a spectacular view on the city. When Hernán Cortés came to Cholula, he estimated that there were around 430 temples. His idea was to build 365 churches, one for each day in a year. It actually now has 37 churches, and if you count smaller chapels, then the number will come up to 159.
Arrived to this cathedral, which was recommended to us by many people. It's a very interesting style, very different from other cathedrals, but there's no evidence of it because for security reasons you're not allowed to film or photograph inside.
Back in the center, it's nice to walk on the main street and check out some local merchant stores. Near the entrance to pyramids, you will see a regional museum. The visit to museum will be included in your ticket to pyramids, so if you have time, we recommend going there. It is a beautiful building that used to be a hospital and was recently renovated to host a museum. The collection includes historical artifacts, modern art, and exposition about surrounding area and volcanoes, of course. Speaking of volcanoes, they are a big part of culture and history in Puebla and Cholula and Mexico in general. The two biggest volcanoes in the region, Popocatepetl and Iztaccíhuatl, are visible from Cholula, and the best view opens up from the top of the Great Pyramid. Popocatepetl is the second tallest volcano in Mexico and is one of the most active. You can see the smoke coming out of it, and hence the name, which means smoking mountain. And one of its latest eruptions was just recently in 2020. You can go on a hike or even ride a mountain bike near volcanoes. It's a beautiful area with picturesque views and lots of trails. There's actually a very beautiful legend about Popocatepetl and Iztaccíhuatl. Izta was a daughter of emperor, and she fell in love with one of her father's warriors, Popo. The emperor didn't support this idea, but said that he would let them marry if Popo goes to war and wins the battle. Popo went to fight the enemy. In the meantime, false news came that he was killed in the battle. Izta was so upset that she died from sadness. When Popo came back alive, he was devastated by the news. He took Izta's body to a spot outside, crying over her. The gods were so touched by this that they covered both of them in snow and changed them into volcanoes. That's why now we see two volcanoes by each other's side, and their peaks are often covered in snow. Restaurants in Cholula.
We tried the restaurant yesterday, it was great. We tried some pizza from the oven.
Yes.
And today we're gonna go to the craft place for the craft beers.
Great.
We tried the bistro as well already.
Perfect. Yes.
Great drinks. Yeah, it's great. So we are kind of getting ourselves familiar with the place.
We got some good recommendations from Rafael and other locals. Here are some places that we went to. Since our breakfast was included in our hotel room, we didn't go out in the morning, but we did stop for a coffee in Mimosa Cafe. Another nice place was a brewery called Crazy Moon. Local craft beer with a choice of decent bar food. Ciudad Sagrada. Ciudad Sagrada, a restaurant with fine Mexican cuisine, beautiful garden, and view on the Great Pyramid. It's famous among locals, especially for breakfast with family, so we recommend booking your visit in advance. Things to note. City bus tour. We're not the biggest fans of bus tours, but after a rather good one in Puebla, we decided to give this one a try. It starts in the park next to Plaza de la Concordia, and the route takes about 1.5 hours. In case of Puebla, the tour was only 1 hour long and was packed with so many beautiful buildings after each turn that you wouldn't get bored. On the contrast, in Cholula, two sightseeing locations, Church of San Francisco and Church of Santa Maria Tonantzintla, were rather far from the center of the city, so the ride was really long. And on our way back, we also stopped at a random merchant store with rather questionable souvenirs. So we recommend you to consider this when deciding about the bus tour. And maybe decide to visit those two remote attractions on your own time. There's Ubers and taxis available around the city. Here are our main expenses for this trip. Autobus will cost you 282 pesos. Uber from Puebla to Cholula is 220 pesos. Double room in the hotel, 1,242 pesos per night. Pyramids and regional museum ticket will cost you 80 pesos. Bus tour around the city, 120 pesos per person. And lunch for 2 people at Ciudad Sagrada, 480 pesos. On our way back to Mexico City, we chose a bus that went to a different station, Mexico Central del Norte. We haven't been to this station before, but it was closer to our current Airbnb, it seems more modern and felt very safe, so it was a good experience. And this sums up our trip to beautiful Cholula. Thank you for watching this video. Let us know in the comments below which city attraction you liked the most and if you've ever been to Cholula before. Please smash that like button and subscribe for more videos like this. Till next time.